Hi everybody. This week we will be going over Unit 2.4 Classroom Language. A very interesting topic. I'm sure you all will really enjoy this unit. Very useful tools that you will gather this week in this unit. Okay? So, as always, first things first, we want to go over the recommended reading. Very good links here. The lexical approach, that is a focus on vocabulary and lexical chunks. Is it okay to use L1 in the classroom? And in your case, it would be Spanish, language teaching, and eliciting. Okay, be sure to read these. These are very important documents to set the groundwork for what you will take a look at in the rest of the unit. And also be sure to go over the glossary terms that you will see. This is very important. I'll be sharing some information on this. Dr. Stephen Krashen's second language acquisition theory. There's a lot to be learned about what he had, his language acquisitions theories, and with many of which are relevant in what we do in the classroom and what we see from our students. Okay, so this will just give you some good ideas of what the terminology is. We'll take a look at it in the unit. Okay, so once you've gone over the recommended reading and the glossary, then we'll get started in the course unit. Okay, so first we take a look at what is classroom language. Okay, so here we will just you just actually complete a small exercise here. That'll give you a good idea about who's doing the speaking and who's not in the classroom. But like, look right here, our teacher tells us go to the who says what exercise. So who is doing the talking, the teacher or the learning, or could it be either? Okay, so this is kind of what we want to just reflect on and take a look at who's using English in the classroom. Okay, so second part of the unit is why use English. Okay, so here we start taking a look at the lexical approach. Okay, so here, very simple. We first do an exercise on why use English in the classroom. Then you just take a look at this table, and based on this table and after this exercise, we will go to the wiki. Okay, so here in the wiki, I've given you an example. So here in this wiki, we add your examples of classroom language suitable for your learners in each situation in the table below. Okay, so the key here is to remember for your learners. Okay, what's adequate. If it needs to be graded based on their language level, well, then that's fine. Okay, but the thing we want you to do here is to just think about language you can use in the classroom, giving feedback, giving suggestions, getting learners' attentions. Okay, there's good things to do. Classroom rules on asking students to use English when asking for permission, saying goodbye, greetings in the mornings. Okay, asking for clarifications, those types of things. So that's what we want you to take a look at here. And so remember to add your contribution here, you just click on the edit button here. Okay, so after finishing the wiki, then there's another exercise here to complete. Okay, and then there's some very good resources here. Please make sure to read both of these on the lexical approach. This will give you, all right, so remember, we go back to our TKT studies. Lexis is vocabulary. Okay, so basically the idea in the lexical approach is that we use chunks, which are smaller pieces of language, versus individual words to assimilate meaning and use of context in the classroom. Okay, So then we move down to using language in the classroom. Okay, so here's a very interesting topic, and I'll be interested to see the discussions here. There's been a lot of research done on using L1 in the classroom, the benefits of those, and strictly using L2 in the classroom, in this case, English. So and you can see from the instructions here, there are times when English is necessary, and there are times when there is some translation, especially in secondary level. Learners, especially those that are A1 or below, true beginners, they need some help assimilating to what the language means in their own language. And so that there have been quite a few studies that have proved that those types of techniques from teachers in the classroom are effective. Okay, so basically we're just going to take a look at it. We'll finish this questionnaire here. Basically, your ideas on when it's appropriate to use L1. Okay, and so here how to teach classroom language. This is an ordering exercise, very good exercise here. And then here we go back to our TKT studies, and it's teacher talking time. Okay, so here we need to think about how much we're using the language in the classroom, and are we dominating the discussion? Are we really giving the students the opportunity to use the language in the classroom more than we do, which is the objective, really? Okay, and then we take a look at setting up activities, the do's and don'ts of giving instructions, and then we have another wiki here. Okay, so we have 8 different scenarios. So here the instructions are: look at the activities below, choose one that you think you would enjoy doing with your students. All right, so this is the key. You don't have to do all 8, choose one. Okay, think about the best way to set it up. Remember the do's and don'ts you discussed in the last activity, and then write your instructions or comments in one of the boxes. Example, what problems you might have to consider. Try to choose the activity that hasn't been filled in yet. Okay, so you just go here, click edit, and add your ideas here. Okay, so we have hot seat for reviewing vocabulary, mingle and swap, practicing questions and answers, describe and draw, pair work for practicing describing a scene, happy families for practicing vocabulary, team tic-tac-toe, knots and crosses for practicing describing, who am I for practicing yes no questions, and pair work crossword for reviewing vocabulary. Okay, so we have 8 different scenarios here. Choose one. Okay, and then once we finish with that, we go back to the course, we scroll back down, and then here are the instructions, as always, to post in our portfolio. Okay, so this is a very interesting unit. As you can see, it's a bit extensive, so the earlier you get started, the better. Okay, have a good evening, and see you in the course.